Okay. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. My name is Ken Camera. I am the privilege to help organize this second Landfill Summit. I want to welcome you all here on behalf of the City of Geneva, one of the sponsors, the FingerLakes Institute, and Hobart and William Smith Colleges. We have three facilitators who are going to help us make this presentation. We have 5 speakers, and we're going to start out with Melissa Young, who's the Assistant Director of the Center for Sustainable Communities Solutions. That's part of the Center of Excellence at Syracuse University. Melissa's going to get the ball rolling, and then we'll go to our moderator, Chris Dodson, and Lisa Ruggiero, who are going to help facilitate things and make this a very interesting conference and summit. So thank you very much, Melissa.
Thank you. Thank you to the Geneva City Council, the Hobart and William Smith Colleges, and the FingerLakes Institute for having us here and for working with us, or letting us work with them to be here. So I guess the first thing is, how many, by your hands, raise your hands, attended the first summit last year? Awesome, glad to have you back. For one, I understand that we had some really good presentations of the state of affairs for solid waste disposal in the counties at the last meeting. In tonight's meeting, we want to talk about what the vision for the future can look like for this region. The work that we do for the Center at the Center for Sustainable Community Solutions in other areas in New York State and in the Caribbean is helping to promote sustainable management of discarded materials. Though there are a lot of great waste reduction, recycling, energy, composting activities in this region, as you can see on the screen, the 2010 data that Ontario, Wayne, and Seneca counties' recycling rates are all under 15%, or should I say 14%. So there's still some work to do. The word waste is a concept of use and throw away. It's a human construct, and we can move beyond this way of thinking and behaving. A lot of resources and energy go into these materials that we use and toss. The question for today is, how can Ontario and Seneca counties, as well as other counties in the Finger Lakes region, look at reducing waste or making less of these materials? And how can these counties build industry around building new materials that can be reused or recycled? We have a great lineup of speakers tonight, that will help us to address these questions. While they are speaking, perhaps we could all think about new ways of thinking beyond waste. So I'd like to pass it off to our moderator, Chris Dodson, for the evening.
Thank you all for coming tonight. My name is Chris Dodson. I'm the Associate Director of the Environmental Finance Center at Syracuse University. My most crucial purpose for attending here tonight is to keep everybody on time. We have 6, maybe 7 speakers tonight, each of which has 15 minutes of time. The most important part of tonight is to have time at the end for conversation, discussion, answering and addressing some of the questions that folks in the audience have. So then between you asking questions and folks speaking is poor little old me trying to make sure that they stay to their 15 minutes. So I'll do that as much as I can. And for you, as you're watching these presentations, keep in mind the questions that you might like to ask or the things that you want clarification on. Pieces of information, statements, whatever. You should have received an index card when you signed in tonight. If you didn't, or if you think you're going to have a lot of questions, you need more than one index card, raise your hand right now. We have someone who can come around and give you an index card. So it doesn't look like anyone needs one. Oh, I see a couple hands back there, Lisa. So write down those questions, and we will collect index cards from folks on the other side of the aisle as well, Lisa, when you get an opportunity. We'll collect those questions between speakers. If you're not ready to give up your card, you don't have to, but if you have one, pass it to the end, and between speakers, we'll come and collect those cards. What we intend to do with those questions is to aggregate them. If 10 people say, ask one question, then we'll prioritize that question. And at the end, we'll address some of those questions. And certainly as time permits, we will take questions directly from the audience as well. If this is your first time in this facility, knowing that you're going to be here for about 2.5 hours, you may be interested to know where the restrooms are. If you go straight out the door to your left, there's stairs going down into the basement. That would be the closest place to go to use the restrooms. Taking those stairs. What else was I going to say? I think that's it. So.